Friday, everyone. I'm Ann Birchard. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and today we're going to make this card using Textured Essentials Forever Fern and Ornament punches. Make sure you can see those. And a sprig punch as well. So let's make a card. I'm going to start off with Berry Vanilla. I know it's not Whisper White. Gotta break out of my comfort zone. I'm going to use some scratch piece of paper, and I'm going to create a floor here at the bottom. I'd say the bottom third or so. And if you line up your scratch paper to the edge of your cardstock, then you know you're going to be perpendicular. So let's bring in this stamp. Kind of looks like a cobblestone, and I'm going to be using Smoky Slate. Ink it up. Make sure I'm good. And then just stamp. Ink up. And come back in. Perfect. Now I'm not too concerned about this edge because I'm going to create a baseboard. Bring in my chamois. Clean that off. Close this up for now. We'll come back. Now I'm going to come in with Garden Green and the Flourish, and I'm going to create wallpaper. So again, create my line. There we go. And I'm going to stamp off and then stamp on. I don't want it, I just want subtle background. Forgot to stamp off on that one, but that's okay. Works for me. Okay, let's wash this off. Get my chamois out. Set that aside. Let's close this up because I will put my finger in it. And I'm going to bring in my Smoky Slate marker. There it is, Smoky Slate. And I'm going to use my tea roller because I don't trust my hands. And I'm going to be using the thick end and create my baseboard here. Do a couple swipes. And I'm going to slide it over just a bit to make it a little bit thicker. There you go. And I like the two lines because again, it looks like a baseboard. I'm going to go ahead and set that aside as well as my tea roller. Don't need that anymore. I'm going to bring in some Smoky Slate, just some scratch paper, and I'm going to punch both of the ornaments out. Now when you use a punch it with the hole facing you. So that way you can come in and be stingy with your paper or line up with the stamp that you've already stamped. There's one. There's the big guy. Let's come in with the little guy. Set those aside. Come in with my snips, and I'm going to cut the tops off. Now my hand isn't as steady as I'd like it to be for the bottom portions, so I'll bring in my paper trimmer, and I'm just going to line up let's see, as big as you want your vase or pot, whatever you want to call it. Slice off the bottom, come in with this guy, and again, slice off the bottom. Set the paper trimmer aside, get those out. And now I'm going to use this texture in the Smoky Slate, and I'm going to stamp our vases, our pots. Give them a nice texture. There we go. Clean this off with the chamois. Close this up. And now I'm going to add some more dimensions. So I'm going to bring in my Stampin' Blends but the light and dark smoky slate. I'm going to start off with light, and I'm going to do the edges and the base, because that's where your shadows are going to be. And because it's cylindrical, the shiniest part is going to be in the center. And the base, I think I'm going to turn it around. I think that's going to be my top. Come in with the dark. The top. Side. The base. Then I'm going to come back in with the light again and smooth this out and bring it out just a little bit more. Give it a nice shadow. And the little guy. So with your punches, think of other ways to use them. Get creative. Oops, I need garden green. There we go. Yeah, use your punches in different ways. Just don't think it's a leaf. You could probably make this into reindeer antlers if you wanted to. So I'm going to punch out 2. Go set that aside, and this back one, flip it over, put some stamp seal on it, put it here towards the top. Now I want my leaves coming out of the top of it. This guy I'm going to rip off. It's all right, he didn't feel anything. Some more Stampin' Seal on the back. Put him down the middle. Set him aside. And this guy, I don't think I want him that big. Yeah, we'll go down to there. Again, some Stampin' Seal on the back just to hold him. It's stuck to my finger. There you go. Let's bring in our card. It's still stuck to my finger. Put some more Stampin' Seal on the back. A little bit below. Some Stampin' Seal on the back of this one. All right. And then I'm going to bring back the blends. Start with the light, and I'm going to create the shadow underneath my vases or pots. And then the dark, so it'll be darker closer to the base. And back again with the light, blend it out. And finally, back with garden green, the sentiment, you can do this. Sorry, shaking the table. And I want it down here. Ha, lovely. Wipe it off, close it up. And I'm going to bring in my card base. Smoky slate, I cut it at 5.5 by 4 1/4, and then fold at 4 1/4. Bring in my bone folder, get a nice crisp edge. There we go. Turn over. Got stuck on some glue. Oops. just put that to good use. Okay, make sure it's open the correct way. Not that I've done that before, but I've done that before. So I make sure that I can see these 3 borders are even, and that will make this bottom border. Ta-da! That's it. Now here comes all the information. 1, don't forget to hit subscribe and the little bell for notification of when I upload new videos. 2, don't forget to text Ann Birchard, all caps, 1 word, to the number 22828 to receive my newsletter. And also look for the November rewards code. So when you place an order of $150 or less, use that code to earn some rewards. If you have an order that's over $150, you will get your own rewards and you won't need to have the code. So thank you again. I hope you enjoyed this crafting experience with a civil engineer. We will see you next week. Bye.